Same link's gonna work. It's reloading here. I think it's the Wi-Fi.
Gotcha.
For him to go live on the live stream on YouTube for everybody there. Same link's gonna work. It's reloading here. I think it's the Wi-Fi. So mute this so you'll hear yourselves twice.
Yeah.
Okay. I think your friends and family can see this. Wolfgang, let me just send you this other link here. And we should be good to go. Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, I see the YouTube link.
Airplane? Yeah.
All right.
Airplane up there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Oh. Can you
Can
hear me?
Yeah, so the people in the room can see him. I think YouTube can see him now.
People can see me now. Okay, cool.
Yeah, people on YouTube can see you, but people in the room can't see you yet.
Okay. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, I'll just connect that.
Huh.
Wolfgang? Awesome. All right. We have Wolfgang here from Florida. He's the founder of Bakrypt.
Yes.
Wolfgang, do you want to talk about what your project is and how you're using the Cardano blockchain?
Yes, sure. I'm gonna introduce myself a little bit here and about the company and what we're trying to do. I'm gonna go a little bit blind because I can't see what I'm doing. I'm having like some issues here, but I'll go ahead and pull this off. So I am the founder of Bakrypt and lead engineer. We are a SaaS platform that we offer maintenance services in cloud storage and backend tools to transact with the Cardano blockchain. We offer a extraction layer so people can access.
Wolfgang, can you talk real quick again?
I'm sorry, what's that? Let me go here. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can't hear him on this system. Oh, the camera.
Oh. Hello, sorry.
Matt.
There's how to hear some sound, sorry.
This is a great
I don't know if, because, all right. All right. All right.
say something.
Say something.
Hey, I'm here.
So.
You can hear me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, say something again.
Something.
All right. Do you want to go over again what your project is and how you're using
Sure.
Cardano?
Yeah, no worries, of course. So I'm Wolfgang Leon. That's my name. I'm a founder of Bakrypt and lead engineer. We are a SaaS platform that we provide backend services for developers and companies to be able to transact with the Cardano blockchain. We offer maintenance services. We offer cloud storage, IPFS nodes, And we're working on new products and services like the Cardano DB indexer, so people can access and process information in real time from the Cardano blockchain. Well, we're working right now in multiple products and services so that people can create real world applications. Our main goal here is to develop a infrastructure that and certain API services that are easy to use and easy to integrate with, and so that people can, make their life easier, make a better working world.
Can you explain a little bit more about what an IFPS node is and how that's being used to empower creators?
Yes. So, long story short, IPFS is a protocol to share content and store content in a decentralized way. IPFS protocol works in a peer-to-peer network. So what that means is that you have multiple nodes or computers working together to store data. So this makes your content highly available. There is a lot of redundancy of the data. So it's very beneficial for technologies like blockchain technologies, NFTs, and fungible tokens, because you can guarantee that your data will persist and will exist immutable throughout many years, which is, instead of using a centralized server to store data, you can imagine like Google Drive, where you can change information, you can change the content, and maybe delete the content, and now you just lost your entire NFT. So that's why decentralization and IPFS is such a great technology to work with blockchain, because it guarantees you that immutable data that will persist throughout many, many years.
Can you explain a little bit more about the automated services that you have and how that's being used maybe for wider adoption of Cardano and for more people to get comfortable using Cardano?
Yes. So we offer services that makes the developer's life a lot easier. What that means is that a company or a developer can create applications without having to manage like complex software and hardware requirements to be able to run nodes on the Cardano blockchain, to be able to run a pool, to be able to transact with the blockchain itself. So what we're trying to work on is to provide maintenance services so that companies in the supply chain industries, or in the music industry or fashion industry, to create their native tokens. We can see use cases for this in the gaming industry for digital assets, in the music industry to record your music and store it indefinitely, and then you own the copyrights of that artwork. Also in the supply chain management and tracking, for example, you want to make sure that the wine that you're purchasing, it's genuine. You can verify the veracity of this wine by using the Cardano blockchain, which is a public ledger. Another use that we're gonna be pushing a lot is the decentralization of sovereign identities, which in our case is very important right now. As Mayhem we're talking about, you have the KYC mechanism to, know your customer, know who you're dealing with, but also, there are other use cases that we have to deal in the day-to-day life. Like, for example, just identifying yourself with an entity, with I don't know, in an airport, or you're in a different country, and you want to show who you are, and so therefore you need a way to verify who you are. And this happened to me a couple of weeks ago. It really like sparked the idea of how important this is, because for people who don't know, if you live in the United States, you can go to Puerto Rico with your driver's license. You don't need a passport for that. And so I went to Puerto Rico, and I had a great time. Beautiful place. It was amazing. But when my way back, I happened to that I lost my flight, the first flight, because I lost my flight because I had some problems with the car when I was going into the airport, and I was late. So, but I was lucky enough to find another flight an hour later. But so it still was like I had a little time frame to catch that other flight. So what happens in, at the TSA line was very like intense, and really sparked this idea of how important this is. Because when I went to the TSA agent, which she was very polite to me, she was verifying my driver's license with my boarding pass, and for some reason the machine wasn't reading my document. So she asked me for like, okay, do you have another type of identification? I was like, no, I left my passport at home. This is all I have. And we had to spend so much time just trying to find out if the driver's license was correct or not, it was real or not. And she helped me out. She talked to the manager. I was very, stressed out because of this. And people behind me at the TSA line was stressing out too. So that sparked the idea of what could happen if I actually had another way to verify myself and not having to carry my actual documents with me. So this is why like decentralized sovereign identities are so important. These are documents that you can carry on with you literally on a piece of paper, because all you need is your wallet that you can import with your seed phrase, 15 words, and now you can carry your identity anywhere you go. And this is something that happens a lot often. Like people loses their passport and they get stranded in a different country, and they have to spend months just to, saying, hey, this is who I am and I need to go back to my country. And this is why we're kind of like focusing our efforts on web applications and the application layer to reach consensus on DID documents and the DID native tokens for Cardano, because it is such an important piece of information that we can carry with us in a secure way, keeping our privacy secure, but at the same time assuring a way to, this is who I am.
They sit there and sure people don't realize like how much can actually be solved with blockchain. Always little issues you don't think about, like how do you verify that I'm actually this person? Like I think someday maybe like teenagers won't be able to sneak into bars anymore because they'll be like, oh, whoops, this is actually verified on the blockchain. You're actually like 20, not 21 or something.
Exactly. It's like, just imagine that you go to a bar and you want to go in and you have to show your driver's license. Like, I don't have any problem with these people, but you're literally showing your date of birth, your address, your zip code, all these sensitive information that people can use to fraud the system. They can call to your bank and say, hey, this is me, this is my date of birth, this is where I live. And in reality, they're not. This happens every day. So we're really pushing into like two proposals for eventually we're going to come up with like CIPs. That the first one is, how are we going to mint these data structures specifically for DIDs. Because right now we have like NFTs, which is, you have the metadata label for 721, and then you have an image and a name. But how are we going to mint these metadata structures specifically for DIDs on the Cardano network? Because these native tokens can be stored in any wallet, just like an NFT, and it can be, you can reuse them and have them in your wallet and go with you. And then at the same time, this will be linked to a DID document that gets uploaded to IPFS, which is a high available storage solution. And at the same time, we need another CIP to extend the functionalities of the wallets, existing wallets like Leroy, Flint, Daedalus. And essentially what we need is just a way to list our DID documents and certain encryption and decryption functionalities. Because the rule of thumb for DID documents is that you're not really carrying sensitive information with you. You're just showing that a document was real and it was verified by a trusted agency, and you own a native token into your wallet that links to that DID document. Now, that DID document can carry like the type of document that it was, maybe the passport, this is a driver's license, and the expiration date. And that's all you need. Maybe we can add the biometric section, encrypted picture of your biometric, showing like, hey, this is me, this is my face, and this data can be encrypted at the time of creating the DID while you're going through your KYC procedure. We can encrypt that data using the master key of the wallet, and then you can decrypt this data by using the spending password of your wallet. Because once you use your spending password of your wallet, you can derive the master key and use the master key to decrypt the biometric, fulfilling the entire cycle of verification. So this is what we're pushing on, because by having a consensus of how we're going to do this, then we can already leverage agencies and companies that are in the game of identity verification, employment verification, that they've been in the game for 20, 30 years, using machine readable documents, OCR, facial recognition. These are actual companies that can respond in the case of a data breach, for example. Trust me, you don't want to have a $20 million funded company in the first, second round, which sounds great, but then you have thousands of people who are doing a class action lawsuits because there's a data breach on their privacy. These companies won't be able to stay afloat if that's the case. If you have companies like Better NOI, which are companies that they do identity verification, criminal background checks, and they use information from credit bureaus and all that jazz to verify you. So these are companies that we trust and they're regulated by the government. You like it or not, this is something that we need. This is something that is actually feasible to implement in the near future. We're talking about 3 to 6 months. And
I have a question for you. I know it's not a pre-written out question, so I'm kind of being on the spot. I want to know, what do you think about what's going on with Twitter right now? And you think that something like Bakrypt could help verification in the future? And what will that partnership maybe look like to verify people's identity?
yes. So, for example, we can use these companies that already offers these services of identity fraud, and we can integrate with them and use their system, their KYC system, to create us a verified trusted certificate that we can later on upload into IPFS, following the metadata structure for DIDs, which is already a standard, and then minting generated a wallet from a seed phrase and then minting a DID native tokens onto that wallet and then offering you that wallet to you. So, no, long story short, you can imagine going into our website, you say, hey, I want to, have a wallet that is verified. Cool. You start the process, you go through the KYC, you put your picture of your front of your driver's license or maybe your passport, then you take a selfie. These companies, they do facial recognition to verify this information. And once everything is good, you get your seed phrase for this wallet. So having the seed phrase, you can later on go into your ROI or Flint and import this wallet, which will contain your DID document already in there. And by following the extended features that we were talking about, then the wallets can list, just like the same way they're listing your NFTs, they can list your DID documents, and then you can have a passport, you can have your driver's license and the expiration date of these documents, and with maybe like a button that you can say show, and then you click there, it asks you for your spending password, it decrypts your biometric, and hey, this is who I am. So for a verifier, or for let's say a rental company or TSA, instead of having this manual process, maybe the machine wasn't working properly, maybe the document was too glossy, they can just say, all right, they can verify with the issuer of that DID, which in this case would be us, to check if we made that DID or not. If we made it, that's the first step. The second step is asking you to give authorization to show your biometric. So by them asking you to show your biometrics, you put your spending password, you show it off, this is who I am, this can be scanned and machine readable, and verify that it's you, automatic.
Sounds so easy. I feel like people, if they use that, they would use this. Yeah.
I know. It was very simple. It was like, oh my God, this is what we should do. We just need to reach consensus of how we're going to make it.
Now I want to listen to the audience. Does anybody have a question for the audience? Like, thanks for well, I have some questions. I think most common for so much Wolfgang and audience here in New York City, and maybe someday if you want to fly out here, we do some events.
Yeah. So, well, there's something that I would like to talk about, and it's like, how can we get all involved into this? And it's just by pretty much just starting the conversation, just going to the forums, actually paying attention of what we're talking about, not only relying on like a few parties, because if we only rely on a few parties, then we're falling into centralization, which is what we want to be, get detached of. The whole point of decentralization is to have, multiple options, several options. And this happens not only on the blockchain level, not only on the application level, but also in whatever we're going to build on top of that. It's not only that. And how can we get involved? By supporting companies like IMX, supporting companies as Prisma, as us, as Bakrypt. We have staking pools. We have a small staking pool that we started a couple of months ago. And, this creates economic incentive for us to create more software, to make a higher available system that can make a better world. Just think about having a digital identity that can be verified across the globe. This can provide access to people that don't have access to certain services like loans or insurance policies that they don't have access currently because maybe the economic situation of the region where they are. But by having a digital identity that can be trackable, then we can have companies sitting in other parts of the globe offering these services to these people, microloans, insurance companies, just making their life easier. And on the other side, you have the lender making their life a lot less riskier, because the bigger the number of people in the pool, the less risk you have for the lender. So it's a win-win situation that you have.
We want to have more events like this too. There's so many people, people in crypto too, where you're at the event. So more people just know that something like this exists. More people will be comfortable with services like this.
Yes, exactly. I mean, there's so many benefits of it.
Well, anyone else wants to learn more about the crypts or reach out to Wolfgang? I think in the live stream info, we'll have the website down. I think we changed the link. I'll change that.
So, sorry, could you repeat the last part? I couldn't hear the last part.
I'll change the info in the description. I think we should just bring a live stream link so that everybody watching can also check out Facebook.
Yes, of course. I mean, you can visit our website. You can go into our Twitter account. You can ask any questions. We're always active on the forums. You can literally send me an email, a direct email. I will respond. I'm always available for these type of things. And, I feel like I'm very happy to be here. Just by being here, it makes me very happy because I can share some of these ideas that we're working on.
Thank you for sharing, Wolfgang. Yeah, we'll have a great rest of your day, and everything's up online now. So if you want to check out everything else, there's going to be a couple more speakers too in New York City outside.
Yes, I wish I could be there. Hopefully, I'll be there someday in New York. I can visit, or you can come down and visit here in Miami. We're more than happy to show you around.
Thanks, Wolfgang. We buy Wolfgang here.
Sorry.